Hi there. You caught me in the office today, and I'm here, getting my numbers ready for tomorrow, getting ready for our meal, planning how much of everything we need to cook. And so I'm so glad you dropped in. I'd love to have a minute to chat with you. If you don't mind, let's go out on the patio where we can visit for just a minute, okay? I'll see you just a minute. Thanks so much for coming out here with me today and just giving us a chance to chat just a little bit. This patio is my very special place and it just brought me so much joy. As you can tell, I've got plants everywhere and I love my plants, love my flowers. They bring me a peacefulness and a joy that I cherish, really. But I want this to be our special place where we can come and visit, and I've got some plans for it that I'm going to tell you about in just a minute. But first, I want to tell you about how I got into the cooking business. A lot of you know me personally. You know that I am a retired school teacher. I taught middle grade science for 26 years and I loved it. I loved teaching. I loved my kids and they loved me. And we had a really good time, a really good relationship there in the classroom. After I retired from teaching, I began working at US Cellular, and I worked there for almost 3 years. And I loved that as well because in teaching I did a lot with technology and with the smart board and those kind of things. And at US Cellular, I got to expand that a little bit into the phone business. And so that was good. It was a good fit for me. And in both of those roles, it's interesting because I would cook a lot. And most people don't know that I have been cooking since I was a very young girl. I actually remember cooking the whole dinner, fried chicken, gravy, mashed potatoes, the whole thing when I was about 12. And I used to love to get up early. I don't know what day of the week it was. I can't remember. But I do remember I was in about the 6th grade. And I would love to get up, cook a whole breakfast, bacon, eggs, the whole thing, and surprise mom and daddy with breakfast and just tell them breakfast is ready. Y'all come on down. Well, so I've always loved to cook, and it has carried on because when I was a teacher, I taught, in a building with lots of other people. And we started off by celebrating birthdays. And so I would do brownies for their birthdays and anybody that had a birthday. And then it kind of expanded, and different ones of us would bring in a full meal. And so, of course, it graduated to where we were doing it like once a month, and then birthdays on top of that, So we loved to eat, and it was a lot of fun. So when I moved to US Cellular, I did the same thing, and we started the same traditions. It kind of started the same way. We were doing birthdays, and then from birthdays, we went to once a month, and we would have either one person would do the whole meal, or we would do like a covered dish type thing. But anyway, everybody knew that I loved to cook, and I always say the kids, they weren't kids, they're adults, but they're younger than me, of course. And I was known as Miss Pam in the store. And they would all come around me and they say, Miss Pam, you need to do something with this food. You could make a little hustle on the side with your food. Well, my answer was always, no, I don't want to do that. I cook because I love to cook. I enjoy it. It makes other people happy. It makes me happy. And if I do it as a job, it's going to be work. Well, there were some changes in the store. There were some changes in my finances with my retirement. And the details really aren't important. But all of a sudden, I found myself trying to figure out what I was going to do. Now, I think it's important to note that one of the things that I've learned as I have traveled on in my journey through life is that often circumstances and things happen. Life happens. And these circumstances that could be considered an obstacle that could actually make us stop and give up maybe, come along, and it gives us an opportunity for growth. Oftentimes it offers an opportunity to expand into something that we never thought about. Well, that's exactly what happened with me. I was standing in my kitchen. I was washing some pans where I'd done some cooking over the weekend. And you've heard the still small voice. Well, I was standing there washing the dishes, and it was like, I can cook. Well, my folks at US Cellular and we worked and we talked through everything. We had some basic things that they loved for me to cook, and they helped me find places online to buy plates and bags and everything that I could possibly need. And I had their support and encouragement, which was very important. But the bottom line is, within 2 weeks, I was cooking. Now, the big thing about this business is that I don't advertise. It's just simply word of mouth. And so I'm doing it out of my home, and people do seem to enjoy it. And I thought you might enjoy hearing about that and how the Lord led me through that process to get me to where it is today. And since then, I gave my notice at US Cellular. Actually, my last day was Christmas Eve, this past Christmas. And the Lord has just blessed this. He's blessed it so much. I have the freedom to do things with my family and with my friends that I would not have otherwise. And also some opportunities. Most of you know that I sang, growing up, and still sang in church and stuff. So that's opened the door for that again, for me to do those kind of things again, and have the freedom of time to do those things. So I'm hoping that you will enjoy this with me. My goal is to have women particularly come and chat with me on the patio, and let's talk about things that we have done that have helped us to grow and become better people, and maybe to offer help to other people and contribute to society in some way or another. So I've already got some pretty interesting people lined up, and we're working on scheduling to get them in here so we can talk a little bit and share with you. But I thought it appropriate for me to talk to you first and just let you know what's going on. If you don't mind, I'm going to take you in the house for just a minute before I say goodbye, and show you the kitchen where we work, and tell you a little bit more about what's going on now. And I'm going to turn this thing around a little bit, okay, so that I can show you, because usually when you see pictures of the kitchen, we have the food all laid out and the bags are getting ready and we're getting ready to pack up and deliver. So let me camera around. And so this is the kitchen. Let me turn the light on over the stove. I didn't think to do that. But this is the kitchen, and love my kitchen. God's blessed me with so many things that I needed that I didn't realize that I needed in order to do the cooking business that we have going on. The dining room over here is right next to the kitchen, and that's where we lay everything out. But I thought you might like seeing it without all the stuff and the food and everything laid out. But this is where it happens, and I'm going to turn it back around. The kitchen is the heart of the home. When we entertain in the house, usually, I don't know why, but for some reason everybody gathers in the kitchen. But that's appropriate, because we come in here, we eat, we fellowship, and there's just that good home feel about everything. And anyway, let me give you one close-up of my flowers. I love my flowers. I have to have them. And so let me show you my flowers real quick. And you know what? I mix things together. They're from some I buy and some come from the yard. And flowers are I told you, they're just very important to me. Okay, I've got one more room that I want to show you. Okay, this is the garage. And doubles as bicycle, exercise equipment, some personal storage, of course. And then I've got right here the storage for our food, and pretty loaded up today because we're getting ready to cook tomorrow. The packaging, God has blessed me with a freezer so that I have plenty of ways to keep everything nice and cool, and then a refrigerator with a freezer. And, I'm just so thankful. But I also have some other ideas about this room. And in this room, I've got a desk and I've got a smart board that I was loaned by Beaufort County Schools, plus a projector. And so I'm going to be doing some science lessons in here that we can post that can help. I taught an enrichment class at Bath for about 10 years, and we did AG classes, plus we did a regular class that was a science enrichment class that added to the other middle school. It was like a support for science for the other science teachers at the school. So anyway, I want to do that because I think that can be helpful. We covered a lot of good territory with science and the scientific method and those kind of things. And so I have some plans for this out here. May even do some singing. We'll see. So that's to come. And I thought you might like to see a little of the behind the scenes of my operation here with the cooking and everything, and give you an idea of what I believe the Lord has in store. So there are going to be some science videos, some singing videos, some cooking videos in the kitchen, and then we're going to have our little heart-to-heart talks out on the patio with a number of people that you will enjoy visiting with. So anyway, I'm going to step back out on the patio for just a minute, if you don't mind. So I just want to thank you again for stopping in and spending a few minutes with me. I thank you for your time, and I thank you for your interest in all that God's doing. And I pray that you'll be blessed in everything that you do. Blessed going in, blessed coming out, and I look forward to visiting with you every now and then. Okay, and thank you so much. Bye bye.